I mean,
Yeah.
it's
Tell me a little bit too how you got started into comedy too, stand up.
Sure, yeah, absolutely. So when I graduated from college and I moved to California, I wrote a screenplay with two friends of mine, and it was a comedy screenplay. And in order to say this is great. Sometimes the greatest things are when you don't know the rules of the business. And because I didn't know the rules of selling a screenplay in Hollywood, we needed a star attached to the screenplay. I literally, we wrote the screenplay about a black guy who goes into NASCAR, and it was a lot of like
It's got to be black.
Because we're trying to get the woke
Oh.
crowd. No, I'm just kidding. It was 2005. There was no woke yet. But it just happened to be he was a black guy in NASCAR, and a lot of the humor was fish out of water, that he didn't belong there, that it was old rich white guys, that sort of thing. Anyway, I needed a black comedian attached to it. I couldn't get to Chris Tucker. I couldn't get to Chris Rock, but Eddie Griffin was playing at the Ontario Improv. So I went there with a cardboard cutout because I didn't know any better. And on one side, it said, "Hey, Eddie." And on the other side, "Screenplay for you." And I stood at the back door and I waited. And security checked in with me like, "Is this guy going to try to shoot him or something?" No, he's harmless. And then the limo pulled up. He was the comedian for the weekend. He got out of the car. I held up my sign, and he's like, all right, a fan. Then I flipped it over, "Screenplay for you." And he walked over and said, "What do you got?" And we started talking. He gave me his publicist information. I attached to the screenplay. We were able to option our very first screenplay. And then through the Ontario Improv, I started doing stand-up comedy. And then I knew very early on that it's a business. It's show business. It's not about, working the open mics for 20 years in the hope somebody sees my genius. I went straight to the general manager and I said, "Give me a night where you sell the least tickets and I will fill those seats." They gave it to me. I filled it, and pretty soon I was doing weekends in Ontario, Irvine, Hollywood, Brea, John Lovitz Comedy Club, and then Rob on board with us, and we were having a lot of fun. So I was doing road gigs and tours, and it was I was learning on the job, but I don't have a problem with being shy. So good time.
How about that, dude?
Boom! I knew Tim was going to bring some energy to the show. Boom! He's always got energy, and he's always loud. And I know right now it looks like, okay, they must not have shit to talk about, so they got this guy totally take over. But it's not like that. He's going to be able to kick in his insight on any subject that you bring up.
Yeah,
As we said, Tim has seen it all, just like Shotty Low.
Tim,
movies, Comic-Con, wrestling, whatever you want to talk about. I'm your Huckleberry.
Tom, Tim, do you follow the Modern Product to keep up with everything too? Like, are you current fan or just legacy fan, or how are you?
Like a lot of people in fans, I think behind the scenes is more exciting these days. I think I mostly follow the gossip and the trends and what's going on. I rarely watch the product unless it's like a clip of the show later. So, to be honest.
Yeah. And that's how a lot of people are doing, right?
I'll be honest about that one thing.
Lying ass out of here. Take that somewhere else.
Is this podcast just for lying? Is that
we're all
just
about
pure lies?
It's not this one, sir.
Okay. All right. I've been told.
Well, Chris Dyer says Chismar rules. He's even paid $2 to say that. So thanks, Chris.
To say what rules?
Yeah, he says Chismar rules.
Chris Dyer, let me tell you, Chris Dyer runs the Podcast Producers Guild, which has its location out of Las Vegas. So he's a guy who knows his podcast. So,
how about that? Well, don't I didn't warn you before I invited you, but we got like 12 listeners, and so this was really just kind of like hanging out.
It's just basically hanging out. What it is.
It's basically just like catching up once a week. Hey, Dom, and then we let those 12 people in on it.
Yeah, right. That's what we decided to just let a couple more folks in. So
that sounds great. Good. I'm glad I'm here.
So. Maven, everything that Maven does, he gets 250,000 fucking views on doing a video. And it's like, yeah, that's a total different game than we're doing. We're working our way up to 17 people.
We're grassroots.
I go back to RVD TV. I go back to visiting the locations from Back to the Future. So whatever you got going on, I'm part of it.
Do that, man. That is true.
Well, cool. Let's guys, if you gues want to chime in, any live tuner-inners there, if you want to chime in, feel free to use the super chat. We'll get to your questions definitely if you use the super chat. You can also try to put a question in there, and if I see it, I'll happen to try to put it up there. But definitely use the super chat. We can get things. And also, if you're liking what you do, hit the thumbs up, comment on there. That helps the algorithm get cooking and gets the word out about the show too some more.
Congratulations to Fonzie, who got married 1 week ago from tonight. No, last night. No, tonight. I don't know.
It was tonight because last week you said he was getting married.
Yeah.
So yeah, it is tonight. Rob, where did he get married at? Was it from where he's living? Is he?
I don't answer questions.
Oh, okay. Do I got to do this?
I didn't realize you were a cop, Dom. I didn't realize. That's the new thing. Don't answer anything a cop asks you.
Right.
Yeah, I think Florida, but I don't know for sure.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, cool. Let's get to some modern.
We'll have him on next week, and we'll talk about it.
Yes, I like that.
Word.
Let's get to some mod. Ooh, hey, whoa, holy smokes! Venus Beach, VBI. Let's kick it right off with a fan question here. Yeah, I made it live. Non-wrestling question. Does RVD have any favorite Christmas memories from childhood? I'm loving the podcast. Great job, Dom, too. Well, thank you.
Oh, that's why you picked that one, huh?
Oh, he paid $20 too.
Do I have any favorite Christmas memories from childhood? You know, for me, like it was, I mean, I'll answer it. I'm not blowing this up, but these are the thoughts that collect in my head when I get this question. It was always like such a great, joyous, happy time of year. You know, you get off from school, and then plus, you know, it's exciting, and you get toys that I've been asking for. You know, damn it, I need the new Walrus Man, the new Greedo Star Wars action figures, and you know, hopefully that's what's under the tree. It was always cool. That's why, like, I still think it's like for a kid, like as an adult, you know, I don't get into like really any of the holidays. Even like my birthday, it's like, hey, you know, I might or might not do something. Several years in a row, I don't. But anyway, you know, it's not like a negative thing, but it's like I guess I don't feel like I can like recreate those feelings from like when I was a kid, you know what I mean? And then the whole gift giving thing is awkward because either I'm going to buy something if I need something, or unless people are really good gift givers, but I'm not. And that's why it's awkward for me, because I'm like, fuck, you know, like, you know, it's rare that something just pops into my head. I know what it'd be. So then, you know, as a kid, you make a list, you know, like, what's the point of that though? As a kid, okay. But, you know, but it's like, okay, what do you want for Christmas? Okay, I'll be back in a couple hours. You know, what kind of fun is that? I don't know.
Well, I got a question for you. How do you feel about no snow? Because you're a Vegas guy like
I hate snow. And that's the one. Like it was fun as a kid. I like to have snowball fights and build snowmen and slide down the hill and shit. But man, I'd be fine if I never see snow again. And that's something too. Like now, not only is it like a time that's passed, but now it's like the shortest day of the year. It's the darkest, coldest time, and it's depressing, you know. And it's like rush. Everyone's out there rushing around in traffic, and the malls all the stores are overcrowded with people that feel obligated and forced to be out, you know. So there is that too. And if I sound like a bah humbug, you know. Yeah.
Well, I grew up where Dom is, so I'm in between both of you. I hate snow, hate it. I think it's an abusive relationship. You know it's coming every year. You know it wants to kill you. There's black ice. It doesn't matter how good a driver you are, whiteouts, black ice, and especially us in Pennsylvania, deer jumping in front of you. Yep. I had so much anxiety, and I hate driving in it. Shoveling, snowing, de-icing. So hey,
hey,
prettier than any snowflake.
I hate deers running in front of the car in the wintertime too.
Do you hate snow, Katie? Katie, do you hate snow?
I don't hate it. I don't like the deers running in front. I can get behind that. But snow doesn't bother me that bad. But if I live somewhere where it was a big deal, I bet I wouldn't like it because driving in it is scary. Oh, it's scary.
Yeah, she thinks it's pretty when it comes down. Hey, are you sure you're just going to Walmart?
Oh my God.
Have fun at RuPaul, Katie. That's where I hear you're going.
Yeah.
That's pretty
Now,
awesome.
be honest. Are you gonna just sit on the top of the Christmas tree? Because you are pretty sparkly.
Oh,
Hey,
thank you.
Looks great. I love it, Katie.
Thank you.
Yeah. Oh yes. VBDC did add, Rob, that you are a little grinchy with the Christmas.
I know I am, but you know you don't have to be with me that often. Like at least people that have to be with me can deal with it. But I don't think I complain a lot. It's just it's just like I'm ready for it to pass. I miss summer. I'll take spring. I love it when it's nice out. We get some surprise warm days in between the cold ones here. That's one thing about Nevada. I mean, California was consistently 69 degrees and like always, depending on where you're at, but like in LA. Here, it gets so fucking cold. I'm complaining. I'm bitching. I do complain about the cold. That's not the same thing as Christmas, though. And then we get a few warm days in it. So at least it kind of balances out.
Brother, I think you did California right. You were a Venice Beach guy. You were always at the water. You were always. I wish to God when I thought of California, I could think of the beach, but I think of nothing but 5 lanes of traffic and
Yeah.
I'm with both of you guys though. I hate the snow. I don't like the cold. It's just not for me. But I'm still in Pittsburgh, so
when are you moving, Dom?
I gotta make a plan, a game plan, and an escape plan to get out of here at some point. Once I have the funds, I think.
Well, if it's anytime soon, it will involve a shovel.
That's it. That's gonna be it. So guys,
I am not. I'm not avoiding, but I don't have anything coming up in that part of the country for a while. I was supposed to be in New Jersey on the 29th, I think, of December, but that's pulled now. So if you were looking forward to that one, don't. And
happening.
no, man. At least I'm gonna stay where at least I have my orange tanning bed.
That's it. Stay warm in that baby.
Yeah, it's like 60 degrees here now in the daytime, which is pretty decent, especially when the sun's out.